Right in.
Okay, okay. Hey, 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 hey. Happy Wednesday, great girlfriends. Getting a little text set up. Hope y'all are having a fabulous Wednesday. Just want to make sure everything is showing up as it should. We're live for our coaching hot seat. Okay, perfect. Let me share this to our Facebook group. Come on, come on, come on. Let's go. And then I'm also going to be, I'm also going live on YouTube. So I just want to make sure, or as my mother says, the YouTube. I just want to make sure that it's live on the YouTube. And I want to give people a chance to jump in. We're just a minute early. It's live on the YouTube. This is my first time ever going live on YouTube. So I'm super happy about this. First time ever doing it. Figured I would try to do it because why not, right? Why not optimize the tech experience and make sure that we are constantly supporting our YouTube audience. So I'm just giving everybody a second to jump on for the coaching hot seat. Gonna have a good time. We're also going to make this a live podcast recording. So if you do miss this experience today, you will have a chance to catch it on the podcast very, very soon. Okay. So just put a little note up that we are live in our Facebook group. I hope y'all's Wednesday is going well. I hope you are enjoying a great day with friends and family and coworkers. And I hope you're out there being kind, loving to people, and being kind to yourself. I hope you've been really kind to yourself today. That's so important. So important. So, so important. All right. Let me just get in this group really quickly. While I'm getting in the group, drop a comment. Let me know how your day is going. I want to know how the day is going, what you're up to, what's new, what's different, what's fun. Let's see. Want to make sure you can see. So if you can see me and you're on Facebook, please drop a comment in the chat. I would love to know that you can see me. And if you can see me on YouTube, or the YouTube, as my mother would say, drop a comment in the chat. And if you want to share this stream with some friends or family, forward it out because we're going to have fun in the coaching hot seat today. It's such a wonderful experience, and we have a couple of people that are going to actually get in the coaching hot seat. I'm going to have a conversation with you about keys to being a thought leader in the workplace. You're going to have a chance to kiki with some other great girlfriends um, who are going to be in the comments with you. And it's going to be a good time. All right. So the last little tech thing I need to do, I'm still trying to see if everyone can see, if you can see and hear me. But I also need to share this to the event. Hold on. Let me see. Gotta share the event. Hold on 1 second, y'all. It's happening. It's happening. I'm going to share this to how do I copy this link? Y'all give me just 1 second. Okay, here we go. Got the link. I would play music, but the way Facebook been hating lately, they don't want you playing music anymore. Let's see. Going live across all the platforms. Okay. And we'll go live. I mean, in about 2 minutes, we'll get started. Just want to give a few people a second to join. I got a couple of DMs saying that they can't see it on Facebook. So I just want to make sure that people can see. Let's see. If you're having trouble seeing, you can always go to the Facebook group at The Great Girlfriends and we'll be live there. All right. Okay. We all in? Making sure we're seeing everyone across all the platforms. All right. Well, happy Wednesday. I am super excited to be back with the coaching hot seat. If you have not been a part of this experience before, you're in for a treat. It's a lot of fun. It can be a little abrasive, just a little abrasive, but all for the good. Because when people love you, they are going to challenge you on things that you need to be challenged on and help stimulate you and grow you and make sure you have all the tools you need to be your best self. So that's what the coaching hot seat is about. That's what the Great Girlfriend community is about. And that's how we do all the sharing and caring that we do to make sure we continually love on one another in the community. So before I jump into the coaching hot seat, I want to make sure that you are subscribed, liking and commenting and participating on our YouTube page at The Great Girlfriends. We've got over 600 different episodes of the podcast there. And crazy to say how many people listen to the podcast each month. Tens of thousands of people listening each month to the podcast. Then we got like 785 subscribers on YouTube. Not sure what that's about, but I'm like, come and see all this. Come and see all this. So subscribe on YouTube so you can actually have access to the videos. You get a chance to see the podcast. Let it play in your kitchen. It's like having your homegirls, cooking with you while you're getting dinner ready or while you're driving home or whatever be the case. But keep that podcast close. I mean, keep the YouTube channel close. Keep listening to the podcast too. But definitely subscribe to the podcast. And then I wanted to just give you a little bit for those of you that are new to the Great Girlfriend community. Welcome. This podcast and this live coaching hot seat is just one of the ways that we want to try to nurture the community and make sure that we're bringing people together for lunch and learn, for edutainment, for grooming ourselves for success, and for equipping the community to have tools that we need to be the best and highest version of ourselves. So oftentimes over the past few years, we'd have our monthly meetups and our lunch and learns, and now we're bringing that back. I took a break because I needed a break at the top of the year. And I'm bringing a lot of these things back because what I noticed was that people were asking, when are we having our lunch and learns? When are we having our community meetups? When are we doing these things? And I want to make sure that if it's something you want, we're able to provide it. Or if it's a solution that you need, we're able to give it to you. So that's what this is about. And one of the things that came up in our end of the year survey was about leadership and how do I grow as a leader in my workplace, or how do I become the best version of myself at work, or how do I express my ideas without looking like I want to, I'm trying to take someone's position, or how do I really make sure that I'm heard, that I'm seen, and that I'm considered for promotion. And if you've ever had that feeling or you're having that experience right now, you can just drop a note in the comments. I'm curious to know if there's anyone who's in that space right now where you feel like you're in your workspace and you like the work that you do, but you're being overlooked for positions, or you're not fully expressing what it is you're very passionate about. You're just doing like a micro dose of it, but you need to take it to the next level. Or you just feeling like you got to sync all together. You just don't know, where you fit, where you belong, or how to create a sense of belonging in your workspace. If that's you, I understand, I overstand. And that's part of why the Great Girlfriends community was founded. For me personally, it was a need for me to express what I thought was missing in conversation, which was the power of friendship for women, and why I thought that was important, not just in one area of life, not just personally, but professionally, spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally, all aspects of life. I feel like friendship is a superpower. And the reason that the brand and the community was started and the podcast was started was because I had social proof that friendship makes the world go round. And I felt like too many people disbelieved. So I made it my personal mission to start having these conversations. And my then partner, Brandis, was with me on board with me to do this. So we started having the conversations about friendship, talking about the importance of friendship, talking about what's missing in friendship, talking about how we can do better in friendship. Can people do friendship in business? Like we started having a myriad of conversations around it and ultimately became thought leaders and experts in the space because not only did I start to study the qualitative experience of friendship, I also started to study the quantitative experience. So I started looking at data and I started to note that brands were saying peer-to-peer influence is the number one driver for consumer purchasing decisions. And I'm like, it's not just any person, it's your friend, it's your great girlfriend. When she tells you, girl, go get this skincare, girl, go log on, get this app, go watch this show. These are the things that make that influence purchasing or consumer decisions. And so, and that's true, girlfriends. Y'all know if somebody texts you and be like, this changed my life, or I ate this, or Ozempic, Ozempic, Ozempic. We all know that the word of mouth of Ozempic has been changing and transforming lives and waistlines and snatching people up because it has. And that's an example of how that influence has happened through peer to peer. Then I started looking at quality of life indicators, how people live longer when they have great girlfriends, not when they're married. Men live longer when they're married. Women live longer when they have quality friendships. And you can understand why men live longer when they're married. It makes sense for men because men, you know, kind of ultimately need someone to kind of support and anchor them and get them to their doctor's appointments and tell them to take their vitamins and get them healthy meals. But women who have great girlfriendships actually live longer. And it makes sense. You understand that your friends travel with you through life and time, and that support and those relationships are invaluable and they actually make your life healthier. All the data shows that people with healthy friendships are healthier people, meaning they have lower blood pressure, they have lower cholesterol levels, they less cases of diabetes, less heart disease, all of these things because friendship is stimulating. And so I was able to take the quantitative data around friendship and then also take the qualitative data around friendship and use that to create what I believe the world needed to know about friendship. And then I started to bring on other people who studied friendship or studied peer to peer relationship and understanding. And so my thought leadership was built around me believing and having a high belief in a particular interest in a topic, and really, really diving in, studying it, and exploding and amplifying the messaging of it to show that it is valuable, not just to me, but to other people. And that's the same for you. You have people in your life who are considered thought leaders. Every one of us does. You might be thinking of your pastor or your spiritual leader is a thought leader on the Bible. They could quote a scripture and you might not even cross reference it because you're like, he probably know the Bible better than me. Who said that? I've said it many times. This person probably knows it better than me. So I'm not even going to bother to cross reference it. Your doctor is a thought leader. Your doctor can give you a number off a chart and tell you what it means. And because you have no knowledge of that information, you trust it because they're the thought leaders in your life. Your accountant, right? Your banker, your great girlfriend who might be doing better than you in a certain category. Maybe she travels more, or maybe she has been married longer, or whatever be the case. She might be a thought leader in your life. Your mother could be a thought leader, but think of some of the thought leaders in your life and drop them in the comments. It can be someone at work that you truly respect and admire for their ability to move the needle on something that is important. But these are examples. It could be your manager, it could be a visionary CEO. It could be someone who has really taken a very important message and made it viral. For me, that was Oprah. She was a complete thought leader in women's empowerment for me. Mel Robbins is another person that I respect as a thought leader and truly admire for her voice and her expertise in personal development for women. So you can think of people in your life that have exemplary uh, experience in a topic. They're passionate about it. They speak it from a mouthpiece, whether they got a microphone, whether or not they're in the car. wherever they go, they either amplify it or they really optimize your experience with the word, right? Or with this thing. And you might also be that in your space. I saw in the comments, we did a survey in our Facebook group at the Great Girlfriends. And in the comments, there were people who were saying that they're a thought leader because people come to them and ask them questions about this particular topic over and over again. Or they're a thought leader because they know, they have a sense of knowing around wellness or fitness or things like that, or they're a sought after speaker in that particular category. So they're known as a thought leader, an expert in that space. So we have so many people in our Great Girlfriends community. Shout out to everyone who recognizes their ability to operate and live and move as a thought leader. But then you also know the people in your life that are thought leaders that you personally have a love and respect for their voice in a space. Just drop some in the comments. I just want to see. I'm just curious of people you can think of that you might consider a thought leader. I told you that Oprah was a thought leader for me in the women's empowerment space. Carla Harris is someone that I think is a really great advisor in business, wealth, asset management. I love her voice. Tiffany Aliche, the budgetista, is a great girlfriend, but she's also a thought leader on budgeting and financing. Okay, let's see who else we got. Again, I might say your pastor. My pastor, Warren Campbell, is a thought leader. I love his teaching around the Bible. It's so practical, so simple, easy to digest, and actionable, right? So just thinking about that, even thought leaders in entrepreneurship. I have many great girlfriends who are mentors and advisors in entrepreneurship because they've played a role as a thought leader or mentor for me. One that I have spoken about endlessly on the podcast is Edith Kelly Green, who's been one of my favorite mentors since I was about maybe 12 or 13 years old. And she continues to pour business acumen, wisdom into not just myself, but women all around Memphis, Tennessee. And she's just a wise woman when it comes to business. So there's a number of people in your life that are active thought leaders and influencers. So saying all that to say, you know them and you probably are one of them. But now, how do you bring that to the workplace? How do you make sure that you are creating conversations and activating people around a certain topic or an area of expertise that matters to you? How do you make it matter to them? That's the big piece. Because so many times we think about things that are valuable at work, but we don't speak about them because we're like, ugh, maybe this is not the time or the place. It didn't come up in conversation. Or you may not want to take on any more of a workload because you might feel like you're already burdened with the things that you're busy working on. So you find yourself kind of holding your voice back. And if that's you, you've been holding your voice back, I got news for you. You are killing your thought leadership. You just absolutely, you're knocking it out. Like, it is not a value. So there's a few things that you need to know. Thought leadership is gained when a person takes lead on sharing insights around a particular topic. This might be, these are the people that create thought provocation, right? Or influence ideas for consideration. These are people amplifying popular thinking or challenging popular thinking with alternative insights, and they're possibly overlooked, right? So these are the people that are going, hey, have you considered X, Y, and Z, A, B, C? Or, hey, I know we normally do things this way, but I've been thinking or focusing on, I've been noticing differences in trends based off of X, Y, and Z area of thought leadership that I think could be valuable to this solution in the workplace. Or, I noticed that we do work with people in this arena, but we don't talk about this thing. Why is this being overlooked? This is someone who brings an expertise or certain topic to the table to kind of stimulate or ignite transactions around it, right? So you want to make it relational so that it can be transactional. So that's what you're doing as a thought leader. And you have your examples of things that you do, but you might want to think about how you do it at work in some ways that you could do it differently. I see some examples, by the way. I want to go back. Fawn Weaver, brilliant thought leader. Brene Brown, absolutely. Dr. Deanie Tarver, yes. Lisa Sun, Ebony Young on mindfulness. You know them, you have them. There are people that we lean into, and then you're the person that someone else is leaning into. So now what we're talking about is transferring this and making sure that in the work that you do in your professional space, people can see, value, and respect your thought leadership because they have full experience with it. So we see thought leadership in our careers on LinkedIn. We see them on social media and community leadership at church, all these places. We see it in our friendships too. Like I said, I have one friend who is the absolute planner. I ain't gonna call her name because then she gonna call me and be like, "Girl, why you call my whole name on that podcast?" I have one. She plans everything. She plans everything down to the snacks. She plans the time we're gonna leave, the time we're gonna come back. She plans all the in betweens. She plans where everybody gonna go, where everybody gonna sit, what they're gonna do. Right? She is the planner of the group. So what do? I don't plan nothing. I just say I'm available and I let her lead on planning. She is the head of ops for my friend group. And I'm probably the head of bringing everybody together. I'm the head of collaboration and communications for my friend group. I bring everybody together. I make sure everybody can be there. I get everybody on the group text. If you say we need a group text, I'm probably gonna put it together in 5 seconds. I'm gonna make sure everybody got the date, the time. I might not make it, but I'm gonna make sure everybody else makes it. That's who I am in the friend group. So anyway, back to what we were saying. How do thought leaders position themselves as leaders? How do these people do that? How do the people on social media do it? How do the people in Great Girlfriends do it? How do we establish ourselves as leaders, as thought leaders, as people who can be respected for saying a certain thing? People who can get your undivided attention when they speak on a topic because they have full awareness. How do they do it? And why aren't you doing it? Two questions. How do they? I'm going to say, how do we? Because I do consider myself a thought leader at the things that I do know. Now, the stuff I don't know, I'm a thought leader question. But the stuff I know, thought leader. All right. So, how do we do it? And why aren't you doing it? The why aren't you doing it is a broader, bigger, deeper question that you're going to have to explore personally. Get intimate, get in your journal, ask yourself, why am I not doing this? Why am I not optimizing my voice? Why am I not taking the mic? Why am I not expanding or expounding on topics that matter to me? Why am I not vocalizing what I think needs to be said in certain spaces? Why am I shrinking my message, right? That's a conversation you got to have with yourself. And we'll go through some of that on the back end of this. But I want to give you these three things that people are doing to position themselves as thought leaders. Number one, thought leaders, those of you who consider yourself a thought leader, consistently, keyword, consistently share insights or valuable ideas around the things that we are thought leaders in, even when it's uncommon or unwarranted. I could be in the beauty shop and somebody's talking about hair, and I'd be like, "So how your friends?" And they're like, "What?" Yeah, I know. I bring up the topic everywhere I go because it matters everywhere I go. On a consistent basis, I am having conversation about friendship. I am talking about the intersectionality of friendship. I am challenging people to bring together community. I am asking people about the power of their community. I'm pulling together stories on community. I'm sharing community. I'm connecting people that I think need to be connected as friends because that is part of my thought leadership. That is what thought leaders do. Every single person that you've named as a thought leader has been consistent in sharing their insights or their valuable ideas. Consistency is key. Inconsistency breeds doubt. Inconsistency, reeks of doubt and insecurity. If you're inconsistent around a message, it almost says, I don't really believe this. I believe it on the weekend. I believe it when it's convenient, when it's trending. No, you got to believe it rain, hail, sleet, or snow. And you got to be willing to vocalize, verbalize, communicate, articulate the things that are valuable as a thought leader in every season. Number two, they locate the intersectionality of their area of expertise with the larger community's needs. Intersectionality. What is that? I'll tell you, here's the equation. What does X have to do with Y? That's it. What does X have to do with Y? What does friendship have to do with food? Plenty. What does friendship have to do with travel? What does friendship have to do with health? What does friendship have to do with finance? What does friendship have to do with Facebook? What does friendship have to do with nails? What does friendship have to do with air conditioning? What does friendship have to do with fried chicken? I'm going to always say, what does friendship have to do with X, Y? What does X have to do with Y? And you're going to say that about your area of thought leadership. What does accounting have to do with Black women in business? What does accounting have to do with legacy or state estate planning? What does accounting have to do with making quality health decisions for elders or making quality health decisions for a family or family planning? What does it have to do with it? You're going to pick your topic and you're going to say, what does it have to do with this? I like Fawn Weaver as an example because as a woman in business, she tells you her entire story and she talks again about no imposter syndrome. It's her big message about not being an imposter, never having imposter syndrome, being a guiding light or a North Star, her belief towards her activating God in her life and experiencing explosive business results for Uncle Nearest, for her personal brand, for her generation, creating generational wealth and a legacy. You see that in all of her messaging. What does X have to do with Y? That's the question that you're always going to ask yourself as a thought leader. And you're always going to make sure that you amplify that because people might be overlooking the intersectionality. They might be going, what does friendship have to do with music? Plenty, plenty. And Amerilis, yes, friendship has a lot to do with fried chicken. All right. So number one, they consistently share insights and values consistently. Number two, they locate intersectionality. What does X have to do with Y? Number three, they continually study or progress the interest of that topic from a small group to a larger, more vested interest where it begins to influence change. They start popularizing it. That's it. When this podcast started, we sent out emails to 25 people. I sent 25, Brandon sent 25, 50 total. We said, take a listen if you can, please. Next thing you know, we had 150 listeners. Within a week, we had 1,500. And then the number continued to grow to now every month, tens upon thousands of women listening every month across 178 US markets and 100 countries, growing the message and popularizing the great girlfriendship, the power of great girlfriendship, intersectionality of X to Y. What does that have to do with that? Consistently over the past, let's see, 2015, this makes 9 years of a weekly podcast. That's consistency. If I do say, I need to pat myself on the back for that right there, because that is a long time and that's a lot of work and that's a lot of vested interest in making sure that this topic is popularized, that people can have experience with it. Now, if I'm going too fast, let me know. If I'm going too slow, let me know. If any of this is resonating, I need to see it in the comments. In the comments, just let me know. And if you're listening to this on a podcast, you can just DM me and go, yes, girl, yes, or no, girl, no, whatever the feeling. I want to know if this at all resonates with you at all. And then I'm going to keep going a bit because we also have our Coach at Hot Seat coming up, which I'm excited about. Okay. So you want to think about thought leaders, right? In your workplace, the ones that you currently know that are your coworkers or your leaders, your advisors, your group leader. They could be leaders in your ERG. Think about who they are and why you trust them. You trust them for a certain reason. The question is why. Why do you trust them around what they do or what they say? Why is it credible? It's probably credible because you're witnessing or experiencing consistency in what they say and the choices they make associated with it. As a thought leader in the workplace, you're going to have to create some separators. You're going to have some dividers because you are going to make your voice a more visible and a more tangible and a more result-driven voice. So, first things first, how do you become a recognized voice or a thought leader in your workplace? Number one, you have to separate yourself from the micro conversations about petty things. You have to separate yourself and you have to focus on the macro influence of your expertise. Think about this. There are lots of conversations happening at work, and you can join any of them at any given time and participate if you want to. And some of them are going to lead you to places that you can't get out of. You're going to end up in a rabbit hole with garbage about the junk at work that doesn't matter. Or some of them are going to propel you into spaces that position you for more promotions, more influence, right? More ability to impact global change at your organization and outside of your organization. Because what happens is once people hear and respect your voice for what you do, they want to help you spread it further and farther and wider. It becomes their mission, your community, your supporters, your fans. It becomes their mission to spread your message with you. You almost have evangelists that come alongside you because they believe in what you're saying. But that only happens when you separate yourself from the micros. So think about the petty conversations. You might be making a side list and going, I have been caught up in a group text or group email or a team meeting. I mean, Teams conversation or something in chat about somebody or something or who might be leaving or whether or not the company's downsizing. While you're still there, optimize your voice. While you're still there, make sure your seat at the table is recognized and respected. Leave space for someone else to fill in another chair. Right? Prepare the space so that you can own and have equity in what's taking place on a day to day basis. That's what you got to do. Separate yourself. Number two, quantitative and qualitative data. You can feel something in your heart of hearts, and that is wonderful to feel it and have an emotional and a mental and a spiritual experience with something. There's also it's great to have data. It's great to have some quantifiable numbers that back up the fact that what you feel is actually being experienced in the marketplace. So, whenever you talk about the thing that you think matters, it doesn't hurt to have some quantitative data behind it. Make people know that there is a disparity, if there is one, and that you're here to help change that thing that you have seen or not seen. And if you can't find quantitative data, do a survey. Why not do a survey? You can survey friends and family. You can survey coworkers. You can survey people on LinkedIn. You can survey on Facebook. You can survey anybody you want to survey in your church community, wherever you have a population that looks like your hypothesis. Survey. Find out what's true. Find out if what you're feeling or thinking or experiencing as a thought leader is real. And then bring that data back to the table. All right. Number three, skip the line. Skip the line. Don't wait for someone to call you to the table. Don't wait for someone to call and ask what you think. Don't wait for someone to ask you to write a white paper. Don't wait for someone to invite you into the meeting. Skip the line. Skip the line, skip the line, skip the line. What does that mean? Well, I'm telling you to walk ahead of the conversation. As someone who's a thought leader, you can oftentimes forecast consequence. You can see when something great's going to happen regarding to your area of expertise, and you can see when danger's on the horizon. As a thought leader, be the one who prepares the way. Skip the line and start the conversation. Start the conversation. And then slowly gather the people that are starting to take interest or experience or really want to back up this conversation or this thought leadership that you have. But skip the line. Don't wait on someone who's already a thought leader to popularize something that's important to you. It's not important to them in the way that it's important to you. So you got to skip the line. You have to be the one to say, hey, I've been in a few meetings and this hasn't come up. So here's what I'm thinking. Or, hey, I'm starting a small little group. We're going to start discussing the intersectionality between X and Y, because I do think that this is going to affect this next product or this next decision that we're making at my level. Or, hey, I wanted to bring together a few thought leaders in this space because I do think it's important that we, as we project in this business or as we forecast what's coming, we look at boom, boom, boom. Let me know if that matters to you, if that resonates for you. I just gave you like a few little lines that you can use on your own, but skip the line. All right, number 4, locate your style of communication and max it out. Max it out. You have your own style of communication. I am incredibly verbal, as you have already noticed with 9 years of a podcast. Episode after episode, I could talk to a wall. Okay, I'm very verbal, and if there's something that I want to see or experience or have said, I'm oftentimes going to bring it up first. I wasn't always that way. It wasn't until I got urgent around the things that mattered to me, and I felt like I felt that if I didn't say something or move the needle, someone else was facing consequence, that I began to become very, very verbal as a thought leader. Very verbal. I also write a real strong email. I'm a really, really great written communicator. I'm also considered a high functioning extroverted introvert, right? Saying that to say, I speak when it's necessary for me to speak, and when it's not, I don't. You have to locate your style of communication and max out your style. Don't try to communicate like other people. As a thought leader, know your way and utilize your way. I love Beyonce as a thought leader. Here's why. Beyonce communicates a lot, mostly, primarily, through her music. She doesn't do a lot of media. She has said that she is shy. She has consistently retreated from doing a lot of interviews. She puts conversations. She might put voice over some product if she wants to sell a product, but she does not try or attempt to be Tabitha Brown. She's not giving you daily motivation. She's minding her business. Likewise, Tabitha is a very verbal and passionate, heartfelt communicator. And she uses her voice and her physical presence on a daily basis to optimize her reach. These are two different types of thought leaders that are both using they found their way of communicating and they're maxing that out. You want to do the same thing. What's your way? Yours could be music, yours could be hair, yours could be fashion, yours could be a photo journal. It could be a written journal. You could be a verbal communicator like me. You could be a rapper. You could be a chef. Whatever it is, as a thought leader, put it out there and max it out. Max it out. Trust me, it's welcome in your workplace. Creativity is always welcome. Creativity and innovation are always welcome. Even when you think they're not welcome, they are always welcome because everyone can appreciate and respect creativity and everyone can appreciate and respect change and innovation. All right. All right. Number 5, offer complimentary consultations around your area of thought leadership. Prove it. Build out your case studies. If you have a strong hypothesis around something, for me, I was like, I know for a fact that great girlfriendship is the key to optimizing wealth, key to optimizing health, influence, quality of life, all of these things. So what did I do? I went out on a quest throughout the podcast and beyond to find all of these success stories and bring them to the podcast or bring them to the conference or bring them to the Facebook community. But I'm constantly looking for ways to build out my proof of concept. And then once I get my proof of concept, I'm putting it on the forefront for people to see and for people to experience, or I'm offering a complimentary consultation. When I worked aggressively in brand strategy and when I was constantly consulting as a brand strategist and I felt like a brand didn't have a full experience with me, or maybe they thought, okay, she only does multicultural branding. I said, no. Let's do a brainstorm meeting. No charge. Let me just come to a meeting and let's just have a think tank. And after a think tank with me, you're going to know for a fact that I'm not just a thought leader for women in multicultural, or I'm a thought leader in lifestyle branding, and I have the capacity to expand the scope of the concept across any vertical, right? So I offer complimentary consultations. Now, this next one ain't going to be free, okay? But on the front end, you can get a free consultation. I'm gonna do something for free and I'm gonna show you what I'm capable of doing. I'm also investing in relationships and establishing relationships that are going to create more business or more space for me as a thought leader. Even as I go live on Facebook, you might say, okay, there's probably 8-10 people. I don't know how many people watch it right now because I'm focused on the screen. But afterwards, after people watch, after they've seen this, after they listen to the podcast, then comes the question, oh, hey, would you mind coming to speak at my university? Would you mind coming speaking at my corporation? Would you mind to come and speak in all these different spaces where you can expound upon this topic? Because I saw you do a live, or I saw you mention something on LinkedIn, or I saw something that you wrote in a newsletter for Great Girlfriends, or I saw something at the conference. Or I realized that if you did all of that, you're capable of doing something here. Can I invite you in? So that's what you want to do. Offer complimentary consultations. Every good drug dealer, and this is such an inappropriate reference, but every good drug dealer is going to give you some for free first. The next thing you know, you're scratching and itching, and it's going to come with a charge. Okay? I'm just saying. I'm saying, as a marketer, as a thought leader, someone who is optimizing the product experience, you got to know when you got to offer up something for free, complimentary consultation in exchange for long-term relationships or opportunities to expound on your thought leadership. Last but not least, number 6, invite people who have experience working with you to write reviews. People need to review you. Don't just give that great idea out in a meeting and everyone love it and they walk away. I need 3 of y'all to shoot an email upward and let X, Y, and Z person, boss, know that you were in the meeting with me and that what I said was so profound, it shaped or transformed the way that you're going to face a strategy or a campaign or some type of workflow. Don't just let the dust settle in the meeting. And then you do it for other people. You make sure that you're paying it forward with a compliment, with a review to the next person's boss or the next person's lead. But always ask people, if you enjoyed that experience, if you really liked what I said in the last X, Y, and Z, if you thought that was wonderful, please write a review for me. Write to celebrate me with an accolade. Like, give me a public round of applause something that I can eat off of, that my kids can eat off of, that I can share with the next girlfriend, or I can share in the workspace. But do that at work. If you led a meeting and it was amazing, pull two people to the side and say, hey, can you do me a solid? I'm making sure that everybody understands this thing that I'm passionate about. Would you mind just emailing or dropping a note saying how amazing that this meeting was and that you look forward to more of these from me? Or I'm looking to expound more in this space. Can you do me a favor? Would you mind just asking for me to lead more meetings in this particular area? You can do that. And listen, if they aren't able to write it, don't worry, because the next time you drop a bomb meeting and the next time it's flying amazing and wonderful, somebody else will do it for you. And then you know who not to write reviews for after that. Just saying. All right. Have I given you anything that is useful that you can work with? And do not go away, because we still have our coaching hot seat. But did I give you something that's useful, that's actionable, that's tangible, that you can take away, that you're like, I am going to take this, I'm going to use this as food for thought. I am going to do better at optimizing my experience as a thought leader. I'm going to make sure that I always continue to put my name out there first. Okay, good. I'm seeing yes. I'm seeing yes. I'm seeing yes. Okay, great. So I thought it'd be great, before we jump into this coaching hot seats, we're going to have a quick conversation with Wanda, who is on our advisory council. And she is also a longstanding member of the Great Girlfriend community. She's been in the Power Circle. She's been in the Bond. She is one of the moderators. She's also been in the coaching hot seat. Where's she at? There she is. Hey, Wanda. Hey, Wanda. Are you on mute? Because I can't hear you. Turn your volume up. Oh, we can't hear you. Say something else.
Hello. Can you hear me?
There you go.
Hey,
okay.
Sybil.
Hey, Wanda. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm feeling good. I am feeling so good. Wanda, make sure you tell people I didn't pay you. Are you paid for this?
No, I'm not paid.
I didn't bribe her. I didn't offer her no pickles with
Nope.
peppermint in it. I did not bribe her. She is actually here. She's actually been in the coaching hot seat a few times. Share your experience, Wanda, for the great girlfriends who've never seen or been a part of the hot seat.
Woo, what can I say? The hot seat changed my life.
What?
Yes. I remember the first time I was in the hot seat. I don't think it was the actual hot seat, but I was in the hot seat. I came to the Ready, Set, Go challenge, and I had the nerve to speak up and said I wanted to start my business, but it wasn't the time. And the Great Girlfriends challenged me, why? And the continuous question was, why? And I had every excuse in the world. Then Miss Sybil Clark Amuti gave me an assignment that I had to post something publicly the very next day, which means I could not sit and think about it. I had to get it together, and I committed to doing it. So I had to save face as well. And the next thing I knew, Bella Craft Designs was on its way.
But why not you? Right?
Exactly.
Why not you? That was the point of that. And I think that's what we want to stimulate with the coaching hot seat. The point of it is, why not? Why do we give permission for other people to go after the things that they desire? We invest in them, we support them, we buy the product, buy the shea butter, we buy all the lotions, we got the sticker, the bumper sticker, we're on the mailing list, but then we don't do it for ourselves. So that was all we needed, was to see you win it. And okay, let me ask you this, because you didn't know everyone that was there cheering and supporting. And how were you uncomfortable? How did you feel, having people cheer for you in that way?
It was uncomfortable at first. Like you, I'm also an extroverted introvert. So me actually speaking in that venue was very out of character for me, and especially sharing something that's so personal to me. But once I saw I had that support, it spurred me on to do more,
Mhm.
to want to do more. And
Mhm.
it was actually the catalyst for me taking stock in where I was at the time, both professionally and personally, which led me to becoming a part of the mastermind where we were really in the hot seat, because then we were in concentrated groups of people who knew you or had gotten to know you and could really see things maybe that you couldn't see in yourself. And they were continually challenging you to go further, to do more, to reach higher. And as a result, of course, great friendships developed, but it made me take stock in my professional life. And I realized that I was stuck. And I was stuck because I had given up, basically. And
Mm.
I had somehow lost my very vocal voice
Mm.
in the workplace.
Mhm.
And as a result, I began to share my thought leadership. I began to share my ambitions. I began to share what I wanted to do, and that what I was doing was not working for me anymore.
Mhm.
I had allowed other people's perception of who I was to dictate how I moved.
Mm-mm.
As a result of the hot seat, I said no more. And within a very short time span, I moved to another team. I got promoted, and now I lead a group of over 2,000 women in a major insurance industry company, in a colleague resource group. And
Yeah.
that was not an opportunity that I saw coming at all
Right.
or had
And this
envisioned.
was, like, in a year, right?
It happened within a year's
It was,
time.
like, a very short amount of time. I'm like,
Mhm.
"Wait, don't stop the promotions, but can we let me just keep clapping because
Yeah,
it just
yeah.
kept
It took a
flowing."
moment to catch my breath for sure, but it was exhilarating. And the more that I spoke up, the more I taught, the more I shared things with, particularly other women, the more I wanted to do it. So
Yeah.
it's what helped propel me to that position.
I love it. I'm so happy for you. I wanted to just have you on because there's so many people who are asking, like, well, wait, what is the coaching hot seat like? Why are people who are new to the group are like, what are you bringing back? And I'm like, well, it's actually a space where we can really grow accountability and help a person one to one get transformative results around whatever the thing is. And so I
Exactly.
wanted, what was that?
Exactly.
Yeah. So I wanted to have you just before we ask the person who's in the hot seat today to come on, I wanted for anyone who's listening or watching the replay to know it's painless. It's all in love.
It's painless. It feels like it's pain in the time sometimes. Um, But once you walk away, and first of all, you realize it's given in love.
It's given in
The
love.
challenge factor is given in love.
Yes.
And then it makes you think from different perspectives, different ways that maybe you hadn't thought of, or it
Right.
challenges you to think about why. Why do I think this way? Why do I believe this? And
Yep.
what evidence do I have to show for it? One
Yep.
of the key questions that was asked of me in my time in the hot seat was, if nothing changes, what are
Oof.
you going to do about it? And
Mhm.
that was a game changer for
Mhm.
me. It seems very simple, but in the time it wasn't. And it
Mhm.
just kind of opened my eyes like, okay, so what if nothing changes? What am I going to do? Am I going to stay miserable for the rest of my life? And
Right.
that was not acceptable to me.
Oh, I love that. Well, you sure don't look miserable. You're looking happy and
I'm
refreshed
very happy. Very.
and empowered. I'm so happy for you. I really truly am. I really
Well,
truly
thank you and the Great Girlfriends community. It's the Great Girlfriends is a wonderful community. So if you're thinking about doing the hot seat, I highly recommend it. Know that the people there who are participating care about you, and they just want to help you. They want to see you go higher. So every time I win, another woman wins, because I'm going to do my best to lift another person up as I go higher. So it
That's
can
it.
only serve to better the world in general.
Yes, I love it. Oh, thank you so much, Wanda. I'm
Thank
so
you, Sybil.
grateful. Okay, so Wanda, we're gonna let you go, and we're gonna bring Tanisha on up for the hey,
Hey,
Tanisha.
great
Well,
girlfriends.
Wanda, you're welcome to stay. Actually, go ahead and stay.
Okay.
Wanda, I might need you. Stay.
Okay. I'll stay.
Tanisha, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Sib?
Very good. We ready for you, girl.
Mm, okay.
Tell us what major question has had you scratching your head lately.
um, so I too have been a part of things with you like the power circle and stuff like that. And one of the things at the time was opening up this world of speaking and hosting workshops and the fear behind it. So I'm proud to say I did make the step and it's happened.
Yeah.
But now I feel like, okay, I've been on other stages and I want to create that stage for myself as
Mhm.
well.
Mhm.
So I've been in the I think it's me holding myself back, the feeling of like, can I do that? Can I start community? Can I um just can I do it? And I think a part of it is it's just me in the fear mode and just trying to get through that. So when I saw the hot seat, I was like, I don't know if I'm ready for this, but we're going to do it anyway.
It's a perfect time because you're saying that fear is sabotaging you.
Yeah.
So it's a space of, if you don't intercept right now, then you'll continue to allow fear to self-sabotage. So what's the question? Because I hear a couple of challenges, all based around fear. But what's the question you've been asking yourself?
Um I think maybe it's, am I worthy enough to be on bigger stages and the bigger payments for speaking now? I think when I initially started it was building a portfolio, and also like flexing the muscle because I do think it's not just you step up there and you're the best first of all.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so did that answer your question?
Mm-hmm. Am I worthy enough for larger stages?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the answer that you've come up with?
Now, as I'm on this hot seat, I want to say, yes, I am, because as you've always said, I have everything I need. Um, but I think maybe it's the formality or the analytical side of it, like thinking like, okay, if someone's paying X, Y, and Z, I I got to make sure I'm like bringing that value to that, or if that's making sense.
So the answer is that you've come up with is that you're not sure if you're
Yeah.
worthy enough.
And the crazy part is, deep down, I know it because I've done it. I've been doing it now for it since the latter part of last year now, and I think it's just the level up is I think the it's like, are you ready for that? Like kind of
Mhm.
challenging myself.
Don't think I'm comparing you to Mike Tyson at all, okay? But go with me.
I'm
Because
going.
go with me, just go with me. And when you get a chance, go to Hulu and watch. I think it's called Mike or I Am Mike. It's anyway, it's a biopic about his life, and essentially, one of the questions that he asked himself, no matter how high he got, he would sabotage his success because he was afraid that people wouldn't love him.
Mm,
And so he would do something to sabotage the success to prove it, right? He would find a way to sabotage, even if all is well, everything's going good,
mm,
things aren't perfect, but he would allow these thoughts to get into his head. And when he entertained them long enough, and he never dealt with that core doubt of, does anyone love me? His story is it's just crazy. It really is a crazy story. Um, but when he deals with, he never dealt with that core doubt that his mother never loved him. His mother always told him he wasn't gonna be nothing. he was going to be a jailbird his whole life, all the things. So up until he was 13, he's in and out of jail. Imagine, right? And so he's not been in a loving space. So he's always wanted love. He never knew how to show it. So he said he loved every woman he was with, but he never knew how to show it. So he would sabotage it because he never knew if they loved him in return. Or, he would reach the pinnacle of success at 21. He is the youngest heavyweight champion in the entire world. And he's in fights with Robin Givens or something else, the rape charge. Something else comes along where he would sabotage. All the validating proof that he would be somebody was there, but he would sabotage it by going back into these old habits or falling into this pattern of proving his mother right? Because maybe he wasn't in a physical jail his whole life, right? But he's been in a mental jail. So she's had a hold. So it's somewhere like in the framework of you building out Tanisha Can. You got a list of Tanisha Can'ts that's still like sitting right next to the Tanisha can do this. Then you got Tanisha can't do this. Or remember the time Tanisha didn't do this well. Or Tanisha, she can do it for a little while. But remember, Tanisha dropped the ball on boom, 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 boom. Or remember, Tanisha, don't reach too far because maybe the last time you reached far, something or someone pulled you back. Right? So there's something. You're stacking two lists next to each other, and one of them is stacking higher than the other. Because every time a Tanisha Can't comes up, you got to knock it up with a Tanisha Can. You got to be like, child, please, Tanisha Can. Because guess what Tanisha did? I don't know if you remember this, but Tanisha can't list. But Tanisha did this. Tanisha's booked this. Tanisha is capable of this. Tanisha has built this. Tanisha has bred this. Tanisha has personal skills that are transferable professionally. Tanisha can speak on being a CEO because Tanisha's a CEO of a house. Tanisha has run this. You got to knock it down. But if you don't knock it down, the can't list just gets longer and longer and longer, and it will overpower the Tanisha Can.
Yeah, and I think a part of it too is, as I think about that, and it's something you called me out on before too. I think in a power circle where we had to reach out to, it's a new realm to reaching out to like sponsors or like event holders and stuff like that, and just hitting that submit button or hitting that send button is always like, oh my gosh. But something you mentioned before was like, I've done it before. And I think it's trying to remember at the same time, like, yeah, you did it before. You have people are reaching out to you for, like, what's the problem?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing that we come up with, because in all scenarios, we have the power of choice, right? You can choose, you can be that close to the submit button and choose to entertain a thought that will keep you from hitting send, or you can choose to entertain a thought that just imposes on you. Gotta press send. You gotta send this thing 50 times. Even if it's the crappiest email you ever sent, you have to try, because it's better than you entertaining and empowering that other thought. So, and you know about this because we've talked about the power to choose and deciding that at a certain point, some things have to be a lie. Like it had Tanisha being incapable of winning in this season has to be a lie. It has to be a lie, because Tanisha has overcome so many seasons where failure tried to chase her down, or Tanisha has overcome so many times where she was experiencing heavy defeat, emotional, mental. So it's you got to decide that these are lies. You got to decide. You got to choose that these are manipulative tools by the devil. You have to choose that they are not worthy of power. Like you got to make the choice, even when it's like, girl, I know about the sponsorships. Marilyn will tell you, like, oh my goodness, the sponsors were like, no, I said no, stop emailing. No. I mean, they were just knowing me left and right. I'm like, what? I have a viable conference. You were my sponsor for 5 years or whatever. And there was just a ton of no's. I still think the conference is amazing. I still think the experience is amazing. I don't think they're the right sponsors if they don't believe. Right? They're just not the right ones. There's a trillion brands out here, trillions of business. I don't care if they can give 500 a piece. you know, 100 brands giving 500 a piece, we gonna be our, you just have a whole wall of sponsors. But you just got to think about what is true. Like you've got to decide that these lies are creeping up because you're right on the brink of the thing that is most important, and the devil's trying to snatch it from you. You got to decide it. And every time, that comes up, you got to hit them with a 1-2. Guess what? You thought I wasn't going to send one email? I'm about to send 50. How about that? Thought I wasn't going to pitch today? I'm pitching today and tomorrow. Huh? And I'm pitching big brands, and I'm not scared. Like, you just got to, you have it, because there's no one that can do it for us.
Yeah.
That's the thing about it. This is your personal success that you're building out. It is you deciding on the win, and it's you deciding that regardless of how many other people said, "Oh, good job, Tanisha," if the applause goes away, you're still there clapping. Like, they're not gonna, we still clapping. Like, y'all not gonna clap with me? Okay, I'm gonna clap. Because I'm still worthy of the applause, even if they all go away. I still know that I can. I'm still gonna stay up late at night and do it in a quiet hour when no one knows that I'm struggling. But I really believe in me, and even when you thinking that even when you're in this space where you're like, I got to give myself a break. No, in the gym they'll tell you to go 10 times harder. Give me one more rep. Ever tell your trainer that you want a break and that you never? They always, all of them, they all say, give me one more rep. You got one more in you. You got one more in you. You have one more, right, Wanda?
Absolutely. And I just want to add, you have to change your perspective. You are focused on the I can't or I might not. But what if you can? What if you do? What if you are successful? What then? You're missing the opportunity to have that success by not even putting yourself out there.
See, Wanda, I know I needed you. I'm about to just bottle this up and just record it, just have it as audio for it.
Yes, this what you got to do. Make that list. What the lies?
Yeah,
we all have them. I'm going through a week of lies. I'm like, lie. I mean, just things creeping up to really try to distract me from the truth. Just distract me from what I know, to distract me. You have facts. You have evidence.
I do. That's the crazy part.
Yeah,
I think that's the craziest part,
because it's post it. You got to put it somewhere where you can see, write it out, like all the things that prove you capable. Write them out, post them up, put pictures, all the things. You have to keep it in front of you, because again, that when you're quiet, and when we get into a space where we're overthinking, we become critical of our choices, the devil takes full opportunity to get in there. He's like, well, while you overthinking, let me lay this on you.
Yeah.
Let me throw this on you. Let me toss this back. Remember, you didn't do this. Remember, you're not this. Remember, they still didn't email you back. How many no's can you take? All the things. And the other thing that you want to do when you write that list of lies, it just, you gotta like map out the lies, and you gotta post up all the, like, these are my wins. If they on stickies, because sometimes you don't really look at the wins.
Yes,
they're here, but when you sticky those wins out on your wall, and make sure you put every day that your boys, every individual boy has been living healthy and had everything they needed on that same wall. And make sure you write out every single day that you've gotten up and did something for yourself in honor of your legacy. You won't have a wall big enough. You really won't. You won't. You won't have enough space. None of us would. You know what I mean? But if it takes that to get it in front of you, to make it obvious how much of a winner you are, and now you're just introducing the winner to people who want to get on this win. This train is winning. I'm winning. There's some things in process, but I'm winning. Who's jumping on? You jumping on brand X? You're not? Okay, I'll see you in a couple of years. You're going to want to jump on, it's going to cost you more. Who's jumping on right now? Right?
Right.
Catch me while you can afford me. Catch me while my calendar got a little space.
Listen.
Catch me now, because in a couple of years I might not choose you because you waited too long to choose me. Like, you really gotta make sure you make that list map it out, get very clear. And then if you're still feeling uncertain after you look at all the years that your boys have been alive, all the years that you've been alive, I dare you to just send out a few thank yous to a few people that have supported you.
Mm.
You will be busy all night. Just a few. I want to thank you. Remember back in third grade? Thank you. Remember in high school? Remember that time I needed prayer? Remember that time I was unsure about the brand? Remember that time? Remember how I didn't have anybody to go to this thing with me, or you booked me to speak? I just want to thank you. Like, send out
Mm.
some of those and watch how pumped up you will go in the ring, so pumped up because you're
Hmm.
like, wait a minute, hold up.
Sybil, you always come through with that good homework.
Now, if you
That
don't do
good
it, if
homework.
you don't do it, you're not gonna experience any of the joy that I'm telling you about. But if you do it, if you pour that gratitude out and then you take
Mm.
a good look, like at that winning wall, just a wall
I
of
already have like a list of a few people in my head that
yes.
is
Thank
just
you for booking me,
super
even if it was
supportive.
5 years ago. Thank you booked me when I was scared to get booked, and now I'm on the next wave of bookings, and I just want to thank you.
Mm.
Like, do that. I'm actually gonna do that tonight because I'm like, I need to
That was
thank
good.
a while since
That was a good one.
just thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
Because that's gonna remind you that it's all you have everything you need, and you just have
Yes.
to activate it in the right ways at the right time.
Mm. Wow.
Tanisha, do you journal?
I do. I'm a little spotty with it, I'll be honest. But I do.
Well, just try like each morning or each evening, I'm sorry. Just write 3 wins that you had for the day. Just three.
You
Mm,
know, I've been
If you,
trying to do that
if you
because
do that
one of
on
the I
if you do
yeah,
that on
so every now and then I'll do it, but I want to be more consistent with it because to Sybil's point earlier, I think sometimes um like the goals are like a moving target. And
mm-hmm.
so we forget for myself, I should just speak. I forget to um stop and celebrate it because it's like, okay, we've hit this goal, all right, what's next, kind of situation. So
Mm-hmm.
I've been trying to be more mindful of that, but I definitely need to be a bit more consistent because there are great things happening,
Yeah.
like
and
the
and do it on a small scale. I got up this morning and made my bed. That's a win. Because some
that's a
people don't
big
get,
win.
yeah, some people don't
Because
get the chance to
listen, the
do
way
that.
we be
Yeah,
rolling out the bed sometimes, that's a
yeah.
big win.
It's a big
Just
win.
just start small. It doesn't have to be related to your goals or anything. I made my boys breakfast this morning.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good win.
That's
You know?
another big win,
Yeah.
Wanda. Because who does that anymore?
Yeah,
Right.
because
Right.
it's so crazy. We do as women, yes, track the wins, Amelia said. But as women, we I mean, when I tell you men don't do any of this overthinking and second guessing, and
Mm.
they'll be the first one to sign themselves up to do something that they don't have a clue of how to do. They're gonna go on YouTube and figure out how to speak, how to book an engagement, how to how to do everything that we do so well, but we overthink ourselves and we sabotage and we slow the progress and we get inconsistent because we let a few no's make us feel defeated. So if you're not showing up consistently, I'm going to I don't know if you're showing up consistently, but I'm going to say as a thought leader,
I am.
okay, good. It's your responsibility and you're at a stage where Tanisha, where it might be time for you to collaborate more with
Yeah,
other
I've been
thought leaders.
thinking about that.
Put
More
together,
so.
yeah,
Yeah.
get together with someone else in your area. Start like put together a meetup, a summit, something quick where people can come together and learn in one space. Make it complimentary if you can. If not, a minimal fee to get people in the door. Invite some community leaders to come, your chamber of commerce. Get them
Mm.
involved and put yourself on their radar. They have all kind of programs that can be supportive to you right in your local area, and
Yeah.
and teach them how to do the thing that you've learned. And if it's for busy, if you're looking for a niche because of your maybe your I'm not I'm never gonna put people's location out. I know where you live, so if you're looking for like but and because things are relative, right? If I live in New
Yeah.
York, I don't need a niche. I can just say entrepreneurial women and everybody comes. But then when you're in suburban areas, you oftentimes have to think of busy mothers. oftentimes have to think of women who are stacked with and have no time, or you have to find, so that niche could be for creatives in your area who are underserved, who
Mm,
do not feel like they don't have access to New York, but they want to have that entrepreneurial spirit alive. Kick it off.
mm. Oh yeah.
You be the person. And maybe it is helping local businesses activate the thing that you've already triggered. Now you just need to go to the local nail salon and be like, girl, you need to be popping online like so and so, or so and so. You need to, I need to, this so and so bank. You need to bring entrepreneurs together in this space. Let me host it, right?
Hmm.
Coffee and donuts. It don't have, like it can be very simple but it needs to be effective. Like ideally, it takes somebody's time. You'll give them something like that they can transact with.
Yeah. Like something that they're able to take away. Like,
Right.
okay.
Right, that they can utilize. So you're teaching a small skill that you've learned because you have so many. Why don't you tell people what you do, by the way?
Oh, oh yeah, we didn't do that. So yeah, so my name again is Tanisha Halstead. I'm the owner of Virtually Centered Solutions, and we work with small business owners to help them leverage technology tools such as their CRM to help them save time and ultimately boost productivity and profitability. So yeah, so the workshops and different speaking engagements that I've been doing recently are teaching entrepreneurs, small business owners, how to streamline and save time with tools to either, whether it's in your day-to-day administrative task or also with your social media, like simplifying with tools to be able to get that done, because that's usually very overwhelming for a lot of small business owners. But marketing equals money to me, so we got to market ourselves. So
Mm-hmm. 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 Good stuff. So why don't you teach something for the Great Girlfriend community next month?
oh, you good.
I'm just saying, you got the knowledge. Why don't you teach it here?
Okay, Sybil, I see you.
You free, I'm
I'm
free. Why
down.
don't you? Why don't you?
I,
Yeah,
I
Tanisha
I'm
reduces
down.
overwhelm.
I'm
I
here
love
for
that.
it.
So Tanisha, if I were you, I would march into my local bank. I will also march into, I'm talking about like tomorrow morning, zhuzhed up into the credit union, into the bank, because that's where all the entrepreneurs are putting their money. So they know them. They come in, they
Yeah.
do their banking there, into the Chamber of Commerce and introduce yourself and let them know that you're setting up a workshop and you're scouting out spaces where you can bring their clients together to serve them with this thing as a networking experience. Every bank has like a little
Wow.
space in the lobby or like a conference room or something. But I would march in there. I mean, I would go and ask and find the friendly face and,
Yeah,
you know,
that's
and
good. Yeah. Oh man, I'm gonna have to go back with my notepad with this
and
one.
yeah, you're just gonna go in and say hello. I'm introducing myself. I'm here to, as a client solution for you. This is what I do. This is what I do for entrepreneurs. I've been doing it for a number of years. Wanted to localize it here, setting up a workshop. Would love to partner on it. Gathering, some of your newest entrepreneurial clients as a gift to them for maybe starting accounts there or for being a loyal client or something. And the credit unions, I say, because they typically don't have as much red tape
Oh yeah.
as a larger Chase would or some of the others. But
Mm-hmm.
um,
And
that's where I would,
Sybil,
yeah,
how long should she have to do this?
consistently until she
Yeah.
sees until,
Yeah.
When should she get started?
I
Oh,
mean,
oh,
I pull my outfit tonight. I make sure I got my.
Wanda, I don't know. Let me move you down to the bottom now, because you asking some inappropriate questions. Okay.
I mean, it's
It's,
urgent.
it's,
It's
it's called
urgent.
the hot seat for a reason.
Woo,
Wanda was so sweet about it. And Sybil, when
I
should she do that?
know. That's what got me. I was like, is she?
She just shoved. You got to
All in
skip the
love,
line.
Tanisha. All in love.
It's all in love. You got to skip the line, get out there, get in front of the businesses, let them know. Even if it's, and if it keep going. If they don't follow up, you following up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Or
Yeah.
and or if you got a church that's there in your area that has like women's groups or business groups, a lot of mega churches in communities will have like something for business owners, and let them know that you're localizing something that you've been doing. for quite some time. You've done it online. Now you're doing it here in person. You know, get in people's faces, because once they see you and connect with you, it builds rapport. You got to build that
Yeah.
rapport.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Wow. Okay.
you got this. Look how bright your eyes are.
This,
Ah,
yes, because I'm sitting here like, okay, I can do that. I dig that.
yeah,
Yeah, it definitely took me out of the comfort zone. So yeah, the eyes are lighting up because I'm like, ooh, okay.
yeah. It's simple. Those are just
Yeah.
simple things that you can do, and it will go a long way. It really will.
Mm,
Because even if they don't have what you need in the moment, they will have you in their mind for the future. And,
yeah.
I love how someone will email or call later and say, "Hey, this came up and I thought of you." Oh my
Mm,
goodness. And when you go to that local credit union, you take that picture, right? With the
yeah.
person you're meeting with, shaking hands and saying, "Building community partnerships is part of my brand, da 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 da." And you post it on LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you just
Sybil.
and transfer, right? Because it brings some
Yes.
buzz and people go, "Oh, wait a minute, she out here building." Yeah, I didn't say I'm partnered. I said I'm building partnerships.
This is juicy.
So that starts to trigger other people to go, "Oh, she's partnering. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
this is
Yeah.
happening." Right?
And the thing I like about it too, and why I probably light up is that it's still coming from a place of authenticity and it's genuine. It doesn't feel forced, like
Right.
pitchy or salesy.
Right.
It's legit
Mm-hmm.
like building a relationship.
Exactly. Exactly. That's all it is. And we're all helping people. And in community, that's what we do. If we can be a bridge, the goal is for each one of us to be a bridge to someone somewhere. Like, I'm
Yeah.
helping you get to something, you're helping me get to something. We're creating all these bridges, then we're gonna get somewhere. So that's what you're doing, is going out and creating bridges for those small business owners who may not have the time or the resource to take a class, invest in all these products and things like that. If you can be a one-stop shop for them, and if you can make these other businesses look good because you're creating more resources for them to offer their clients, it's a win.
Yeah.
Lawyers, law firms love this stuff. Yeah.
Really. I
Yeah,
wouldn't even, yeah, I didn't think about that.
absolutely. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So that's what you're doing.
I love this. Oh my goodness. I need to watch the replay with my notepad. That's how I'm that's all I have to say.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. That's all we wanted. We wanted today just to get one great girlfriend boosted in the right direction. That's it.
Yeah.
That's
No,
it.
that was definitely it was definitely a good nudge. Even
Yay.
Wanda's question was a good
A nudge,
nudge.
just a
Mhm.
nudge.
And again, like you talked about earlier, it's allowing, me to not just be in my thoughts, allows the
Mm-hmm.
just a sounding board and being able to think outside the box because it's not good to just be thinking we're not meant to do things alone. And I think a lot of
No.
us try to.
Yeah. So good. So you're gonna make the list of wins, right?
Yes.
Stick it,
Mm-hmm.
stickies, post-its, whatever it has to be, right?
Yeah.
Those lies, go ahead and jot them down. That way these are lies. List the lies, and if you have to add stuff to it, it can be long. That's fine. Another lie
Yeah.
came up. Let me jot that down, because he's gonna try to find some tricky ways to get into
Mm-hmm.
your confidence space and wear you down. And then, start building these local connections that allow you to really, really create community. And you can just do like one experience at a time, one connection at a time, building out clients, through. But I believe in a one to many approach, which is, if I can get to one company that offers me many resources, if
Yeah.
I can go to the Chamber of Commerce and they know every entrepreneur in the zip code,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna door knock. I'm gonna go make friends, take donuts and coffee, say good morning to the administrative assistant, and find out, get that directory list, you know what I mean? And start getting active in that chamber, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. And zhuzhed up. Don't forget to be zhuzhed. Like,
Yeah, with a little lip, something like what we learned a couple weeks ago, just put a
yep,
little bit on.
little lip, and take the picture and post it on LinkedIn.
Yes.
Take the
Yeah, for
pictures.
sure.
Yeah,
That
take.
was I didn't even think about that too, because I think we tend to wait until we actually like seal the deal
Yeah,
to
no
like communicate
progress.
that. Yeah.
No, this is things are all life is daily. Like we're moving on things daily. So make sure
Yeah.
you're posting it on LinkedIn. Yeah.
Love it.
Yes.
Well,
Okay.
I
We're not
love
gonna hold you. I know.
Thank
Because
you so
listen,
much.
this was just a quick little hour of us getting together to get our hot seat reactivated and give the great girlfriends some insights on thought leadership. And I'm so grateful, Wanda, for jumping on, Tanisha for saying yes to the seat and jumping in so bravely. So beautifully, just always ready. And Amarilis for bringing together all the tech. She's behind the scenes making sure that StreamYard is doing all the things it's supposed to do. So we're going to continue to bring back the hot seat on a monthly basis. And Tanisha, you'll be teaching next month on something related to CRM and problem solving for business. I can't wait to hear about
Yes.
what's happening there. We'll look forward to it. You'll send me some deets soon, I'm sure.
Yes, I will. I will. Like this live is holding me accountable.
Can't wait
I
to hear.
will be checking in on you, Felicia.
Oh, thanks, Wanda.
We also can't wait to hear your progress, your local progress, things that you're doing
Yes.
in your community. So we definitely want to know, like after you've gone and done some door knocking and made some new friends.
Yes. And now a whole community is holding me accountable. Like,
Hello,
Lord.
you know, that's it. We'll be
Welcome to
looking
my
for it.
world.
I know. It's not the intimate little power circle. It's the whole great girlfriends now.
Just few
You
people
know.
watching. Not a lot, not a lot. But it's gonna be good for you. I promise. I
No,
promise you.
I
Got
definitely,
this.
like Wanda explained earlier, um, it's life changing because it definitely stretches you. It takes you out your comfort zone. So I'm laughing and I'm like, ooh, what did I sign up for and all that right now? But I know once I take action, it'll be good.
Good. Yay. Okay. Well, listen, we love you. We love you, Wanda. Amarilis, we love you. Great girlfriends, we love you so much. We're so grateful that you were able to hang out with us for this quick hour about thought leadership in the workplace. After this video ends, share it, share it, share it, share it, share it as many times as you can with people that you know who need this support, who need this information so that we can really viralize really positive news. Let's put some positive stuff out there on the internet, and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel at the Great Girlfriends. We are definitely trying to grow that channel. The goal is to get it to at least 1,000. It has been a struggle channel for a while with all that good content. So I need y'all to go and subscribe to the channel, and let's get those channel numbers up. Thank you so much. So, all right, that's it. Love y'all so much.
Love
Bye,
y'all.
great
Bye.
girlfriends.
Bye. Peace.